Before we dive in, if this video gets you thinking like a security professional, imagine what a full guide could do. Think like a CISSP teaches you the senior security mindset that separates candidates who pass from experienced engineers who fail. Reason like a security leader, not just a technician. $25 at zerodaylabs.tech. Link in the description. Your firewall says this user is trusted. Zero Trust says, prove it. Again, every request, every device, every time. Somewhere right now, an attacker is inside a corporate network moving laterally on a single stolen credential. The firewall let them in because they looked trusted. That assumption is the vulnerability. That is what Zero Trust is designed to eliminate. 0 Day Labs, train, test, certify. For decades, security was built on one assumption. Trust everything inside the perimeter. Trust nothing outside it. Castle walls and a moat. If you're inside, you belong there. This worked when every employee sat in the same building and your data lived in one server room. Then came cloud computing, then remote work, then SaaS. The perimeter dissolved. Your data now lives across AWS, Azure, Salesforce, and dozens of other platforms. Your employees connect from home networks, coffee shops, and airports. The moat is gone, but many organizations are still trusting anyone who reaches where the drawbridge used to be. Here is the concrete danger. An attacker phishes one employee, gets their credentials. Inside the old perimeter model, that attacker can now move laterally from system to system, largely unchallenged. One set of credentials, unlimited internal access. That is the attack pattern behind the biggest breaches of the past decade. Zero Trust is not a product. It is an architecture, a strategy, a shift in how you think about trust. The core principle, straight from NIST Special Publication 800-207. Never trust, always verify. Zero Trust has 3 pillars. Know these for the exam. Pillar 1. Verify explicitly. Every user, every device, every application, every request, verified every single time using every available signal. Who you are, what device you're on, where you are, what time it is, what you're trying to do. Not just at login, every access decision in real time. Pillar 2. Least privilege access. Give users just enough access to do their job. Nothing more, nothing less. Just in time, just enough. If you need temporary elevated access, you get it for that task only, then it is revoked automatically. Pillar 3. Assume breach. Operate as if an attacker is already inside. Segment your network so lateral movement is blocked. Monitor everything. Limit the blast radius. Because breaches happen, the question is how much damage they can do before you contain them. And here is the misconception you need to kill. Zero Trust is not a product you buy from one vendor. No vendor sells you Zero Trust in a box. It is a framework implemented across identity, devices, networks, applications, and data. Let us walk through a real scenario. An employee, call her Sarah, opens her laptop at a coffee shop and tries to access the payroll system. In the old model, VPN connection, inside the trusted network, access granted, done. In a Zero Trust model, every step is verified. Identity check. Sarah's identity is confirmed with multi-factor authentication. Device check. Is her laptop company managed, fully patched, with no signs of compromise? Context check. Is this a normal time for Sarah to access payroll? Is the location flagged? Does the behavior match her baseline? All of this goes through what NIST calls the policy decision point, the brain of a Zero Trust architecture. It evaluates every signal and makes a real-time access decision. Result: Sarah gets access to the payroll application specifically, not to the internal network, not to other systems, just the app she needs at that moment from that device. That is ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access, replacing the VPN's blanket internal access with per-app, per-session decisions. And if Sarah's device was compromised, access denied or severely limited automatically. No human intervention required. This is microsegmentation in action. Even if one session is breached, the attacker cannot move laterally. The blast radius is contained. 3 reasons. Zero Trust went from a NIST research paper to every vendor's pitch deck. First, the perimeter died. Remote work and cloud adoption killed it. You cannot protect a perimeter that no longer exists. Second, the breaches proved it. SolarWinds, Colonial Pipeline. Lateral movement after a single credential compromise is the attack pattern behind the biggest incidents of the past decade. Third, the government mandated it. In May 2021, United States Executive Order 14928 required federal agencies to adopt a zero-trust architecture. That single document sent every vendor scrambling to slap the term on their products. Be honest about this. Zero Trust is massively overmarketed. Every firewall vendor calls their product Zero Trust. Most are repackaging existing features. The architecture underneath is real. The buzzword is noise. Know the difference. What you need to know for Security Plus and CISSP. Security Plus SY0701. Domain 1 tests Zero Trust explicitly. The control plane versus the data plane, adaptive identity, policy engine, policy administrator, and policy enforcement point. Know what layer each element sits at. CISSP examines Zero Trust across domains 1, 3, 5, and 7. Security governance, architecture, identity, and communications. Quick recap of the 3 pillars. Verify explicitly. Every user, device, and request, every time. Least privilege, just enough access, just in time. Assume breach, segment, monitor, limit blast radius. 1 exam trap. Zero Trust is not a product. The exam tests whether you understand it as an architecture and a strategy, not a solution you install. NIST 800-207 is the authoritative reference. Write that down. If this made Zero Trust click, that is exactly what I do in Think Like a CISSP. Break down complex frameworks the way the exam expects you to reason through them. $25 at zerodaylabs.tech. Link in the description. Head to zerodaylabs.tech for adaptive practice exams built to find your weak spots before the exam does. Train, test, certify. Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What security buzzword should I break down next? See you in the next one.